video, I explain how to write a successful request email. Write the request email using strategies that will ensure you receive what you need when you need it. As an example, we're going to look at an email from Lonnie Preston to the employees around the country who are preparing for an upcoming convention. Open cordially with a salutation. If you're emailing to a small number of people, write their names. If you're sending the email to a large group of people, a designation such as team is fine. Begin all of your emails, other than the short messages you send frequently to coworkers, with a statement of why the reader is receiving this email now, and a statement of what is in the email. In this email, Lonnie explains what led up to the request. That prepares the reader to read with understanding. The more you let the reader in on what's going on, the more the reader is likely to comply with your request. If you have encouraging words about the situation, the person's previous email, or the previous response to the requests, say thanks here. If you know the request is going to be an imposition, let the readers know that you realize how busy they are. The body of the email explains your request. Write direct, clear statements. Tell the reader what you need. State all parts of the action you want the reader to complete. In the example, the writer breaks them out into a list. If you need the response to continue your work or you need it by a certain day or time, tell the reader the time by which you need the response. Lonnie writes by Wednesday afternoon. Don't write send it when you can or send it when convenient, unless you really don't care whether it comes tomorrow or a week from tomorrow. When you state a specific time, share the reason you need it by then. That lets the reader know you really do need it then, and it partners with the reader because you're sharing information about how their action is important to your work. State the conditions under which it must be completed and delivered to you. Lonnie writes through company mail, not USPS. Here also, you might tell the reader why you need the response in this specific way so that he or she feels you're working on the same team. Make the parts of your request stand out from each other. Separate them with blank space and headings if you have several requests. If you want written responses to questions, break out the questions into a list. Leave blank space after each question so the person can fill in the information and send the email back to you. If it is critical that the request be fulfilled on time, in a way you specify, build in a feedback loop to be sure the person is in the process of giving you what you want. You might have the reader call you when he or she has received the email, or send you an email letting you know the reader understands the request. In the example, the writer may assume the readers will be far enough along to have the information, but wants to have their response showing that they've read the email and will comply with it. These are the important points that will enable you to write an effective request email. Explain what led up to your request. State precisely the action you want the reader to complete. State the time by which it must be completed. State the conditions under which it must be completed and delivered to you. Break out the questions into a list. If the request is critical, build in a feedback loop to be sure the person is giving you what you want. Follow the guidelines in this training to ensure you write request emails that result in your receiving what you asked for the first time, every time.